Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Roma Revolution. My name is Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have our first Europa League group game against Rosenberg, followed by a big test in Serie A against Juventus. Now, since the last episode I have managed to play a couple of Serie A games against Genoa and Milan, winning both. Gianluca Mancini getting 2 goals in the first game to give us a solid 2-0 win against Genoa, and then a good home win against Milan, which we tried to throw away towards the end. Rebic scoring in the 83rd minute, and we were under a bit of a barrage of pressure towards the end. But we did hold on for the win, so that has given us a good solid start to Serie A. The transfer deadline has also passed. No more transfers in to report. We did go for a late attempt to bring in Moussa Dembele for around 18 million, but unfortunately we were unable to match his wage demands. But we have managed to get rid of Zakaria Sudaigu to Benevento. Again, just a youngster who's gone out. He was never going to quite reach the grade. We got a reasonable sum of 150k for him, so he is the only transfer to report. But without further ado, let's get into our first Europa League game against Rosenberg, and this is the team. Pau Lopez in goal, a back four of Kolarov, Mancini, Smalling and Zappacosta. Diawara and Pellegrini pair up again in the midfield, with Perotti, Mkhitaryan and Zaniolo playing in behind Dzeko as a lone striker. So let's see how we get on. As I say, we've been playing really well in Serie A. Zappacosta's been really good at right back, actually. He's probably been the standout so far, with Mancini in centre mid. Nothing quite has clicked up front, but hopefully today might be the day. I've just moved Zaniolo out onto the right hand side for this one, with Mkhitaryan in the centre. That is the main change I've made since the Milan game. Let's assertively say we're favourites. Go out and give the fans a performance to cheer for. We've got faith in them all. And let's get out there and see what we can do. I'll send my assistant to the team talk. And let's get stuck in. So as I say, Serie A have been really good. Hopefully we can transfer that form into Europe. Obviously we're expected by our board to reach the final of this one. And we have got our first highlight. Mancini out to Kolarov, who's surging into the box. He tries to play it across. It falls to Pellegrini on the edge of the area. Dzeko, Perotti. It's a bit of a melee. I don't think we've quite managed to get anything away, but we've still got the highlight, and it's back with Kolarov on the edge of the area to Pellegrini, who has a go. It hits the post and just goes wide. Good start to the game. We're looking like we're going to try and dominate Rosenberg, which is a game I think we should be winning. We have been handed a relatively easy group. We've got Rosenberg, Ghent, as you can see, and Aberdeen. So I'd hope that we could get through this one with a little bit of ease, as we've got another highlight. Hansen kicking a goal kick directly to Kolarov, who does well to keep it in, but does give it away in doing so. We are pressing Tito quite nicely, though, but they have managed to get away. They haven't, actually. Diawara nicks it. Pellegrini again surging towards the area. He's looked lively early on, and Lorenzo Pellegrini has scored to put Roma 1-0 up. Just back from his suspension, he ended up getting a 3-game ban for the red card that we saw him get in the first game, and he's repaid us here on his return with a goal. Diawara doing really well in midfield. Pellegrini with the strike from the edge of the area right into the top corner, and it puts us 1-0 up, and we've started the game really brightly. Fingers crossed this can continue. We can get past Rosenberg again. As I said, we've got a really big game coming up next. And we have got a corner firstly. It's swung towards the back post towards Dzeko. Diawara gets on the edge of the area. It's to Mkhitaryan, who gives it back to Diawara. He is being hassled. Is he going to be able to get a ball away? Only a short one to Smalling. Back to Diawara. Smalling finding a little bit more space. Diawara, these two just playing it back and forth with each other, it would seem, for now. Smalling going into a bit of an area where he's going to struggle, but he has just about managed to find Pellegrini, who finds Perotti. Kolarov with a ball across to Zaniolo at the back post, and it's 2. It looked like we were going to lose the ball for a second. Smalling struggling in the midfield with it, but we have been able to gather it. Perotti finding Kolarov on this left-hand side, who puts a good ball towards the back post, and Zaniolo is there to head in, and we are 2-0 up. As I say, we're building this game just as a bit of an exercise to see if this team really is going to be good enough to get past Zebra or Juventus, as they obviously are in real life, in the next game. That's probably the biggest game for us so far. We'll really see if we are up to challenging them for the title. But we are carrying on with another highlight here. Kolarov and Diawara exchanging it between them, and then Pellegrini, who does get it out to Kolarov. Kolarov looking to probably put another ball in, and it's Zaniolo just wide. Almost a third. We've played really well. We've not let Rosenberg have a single shot thus far, and it looks like we're going to have a free kick on the edge of the area from Kolarov, who swings it towards the back post. Zaniolo hits the bar. Mkhitaryan, on the second time of asking, does get our third. And we go 3-0 up, and what a first half it's been for Roma. Looking like we're going to cruise to our first Europa League victory. Kolarov with the ball in. Dzeko, it was in fact actually unlucky to get it away. Mkhitaryan with the first chance hits the post and then is able to slot it away for the second. And it looks like we've played really well this first half. And we're going to go into the break by the looks of it with a 3-0 lead. Brilliant first half. Let's passionately say the boys that we're happy, and let's see if we can keep it going. And let's hopefully be able to pile on the misery with another 3. We would go top of the group. Aberdeen and Ghent drawing in their game at Ghent. And I'm really happy with the first half. It's been really, really good. A new front 3, as I say. We have had Under playing on this right-hand side. Kluivert has actually picked up a knock in our game against AC Milan, so he didn't start on the left. But Zaniolo and Mkhitaryan in their different roles have really put in a case for them to remain in the team. And Zappacosta now with a long throw. Dzeko nods on. He's unable to, but it falls to Mkhitaryan on the edge of the area, who shoots just wide. He was aiming for a second. And I think with the score at 3-0 and us approaching the 70th minute, I'm going to make a couple of changes just for fitness. So let's have a look who's struggling. Kolarov can come off. We'll bring on Spinazzola, who's again come back from a recent injury. Give him a bit of game time. Perotti can come off. I'll give Kluivert a few minutes just to hopefully see if he can shake off that injury. And they'll be the 2 subs I'll make for now. Hopefully we can get another one on the board before the end of the game. But I'd be happy obviously with a 3-0 win. Looks like we're going to go top of the group. Ghent are beating Aberdeen 3-2 in what sounds like a cracking game there. But we have played well. Diawara just starting to struggle for fitness a little bit. And he's a key player for us. So I'll bring him off for Cristante. He can come on and play the last 10 minutes for us. I'll switch those 2 over, and that will be that. Final 10 minutes of the game. A game which we've dominated. 30 shots we've had to Rosenberg 6. We've really taken it to them and commanded the game rather. And it looks like we're going to come away. No highlights in the second half apart from the Zappacosta throw, but it's a 3-0 win. We've started the Europa League campaign with a convincing win. And fingers crossed we can take that form on to the Juventus game, which I'll see you for in a second. One change then for the big game against Juventus. Kluivert comes back from injury on this left-hand side to replace Perotti. But apart from that, all the same team. And fingers crossed we can put in a performance like we did against Rosenberg against Juventus. Obviously it's not going to be easy. Juventus the best side for a few years now in Italy. But hopefully we can go there and grab a result. I'd be happy with a draw, if I'm honest. I think if we get a win, come away with a win, that would be obviously excellent. But if we can just nick a point there, I think that would be a really good solid start to the season with 3 wins, 1 draw, and obviously that win as well in the Europa League. Let's ask them to go out and carry on straight from where they won the last match. I have faith in you all. Go out and make a difference. Send the assistant to the tunnel. And let's get stuck in. Fingers crossed we can give you a performance like we did against Rosenberg. As I say, Kluivert would have started that game. He's just come in for this one, returning from a slight knock that he picked up before the game. So hopefully we can see a performance like we did. And so far, we've not seen anything. But I suppose that's a good thing. We haven't conceded early against the Juventus side. Full strength by the looks of it. Cuadrado playing at right wing back. Obviously, Ronaldo, Higuain and Dybala, the big 3 up front. Pjanic and Bentancur in the middle for them with Rabiot. So they have got a full strength side. Obviously, new boy Matthias de Ligt at the back. And we have got an early free kick swung towards Dzeko at the back post, who just puts it over. What a great start that would have been if we could have put one past them there. But they are coming from a deep free kick. Rabiot and Pjanic playing it together in the midfield. Bonucci pressured on the ball well there by, I think that's Mkhitaryan. But he's gone all the way back to Chesney. De Ligt looking for Cuadrado to come down this right-hand side. And he's surging forward at quite a pace. No one stopped him. Cuadrado heading towards the area. Pau Lopez does well to stop the shot, but we should never have let Juan Cuadrado get that far in. A bit of a dangerous moment there. Juventus showing us what they are all capable of. But apart from that, considering we're away from home, we've dominated really well, 55% of the possession, and we're starting well from deep. Zappacosta, who probably should shift the ball before he loses it, and he does. Kolarov down this left-hand side, who has got Kluivert inside if he needs him, but he goes all the way back to Mancini, who's got a few options, but he's been nabbed of the ball by Ronaldo, dillying on it there. Higuain in the middle, and a great save by Pau Lopez to keep it at 0-0. Mancini dallying on the ball a little bit there, nabbed off him, but Pau Lopez keeps us in the game, and he makes a good save there from a Bonucci header as well. And Pau Lopez, currently the difference between us going in at half-time at 0-0 and 1-0, and he's been a bit of a saviour there. And we've got a corner, Pellegrini towards the back post, but Ronaldo's beaten Dzeko to it there. We are pressurising them here, but there is a potential for a counter-attack through Ronaldo, and it looks like that's how they're going to try and catch us today. He's past Kolarov, he's into the area, he's got an easy ball across, and Cristiano Ronaldo, as we all know he can do, has hit Roma on the counter-attack. 1-0, we should have never let him get into the area, he did. But since a bright start, Juventus have come back at us, and it is 1-0 just before the break. Ronaldo, annoying that Pau Lopez has been beaten there at his near post, but a great counter-attack, and potentially, by the looks of the stats, on reflection, a little bit unfair that we have gone in to half-time 1-0 down. But I think we are going to sympathise. We're just going to say they've been unlucky, and fingers crossed we can turn this one around in the second half. Let's show a little bit of passion. Let's show what we had been doing. I think a chance will come our way, and there is a corner, however, for Juventus. But we are able to break. Dzeko with the ball directly clear to Zaniolo, who puts it back to Mkhitaryan, who plays an absolutely nothing ball forward. But De Ligt is under pressure here from Kluivert, but he's able to get it away only as far as Kolarov, who has left his left-back station, and Cuadrado in a bit of room, who's doing the thing he did earlier on in the half. He finds Rabiot, and he makes it 2-0 to Juventus. And I think, viewers, this is going to be our first loss of the season. Juventus, tough place to come. We had started the game really well. Cuadrado cutting inside again here, losing his man. Rabiot completely free and fires it left-footed into the top corner. It looks like our great start to the season is going to be broken. I am going to go attacking to try and get us back into this game. Demand a little bit more. But unfortunately, it looks like the great start we had, we are going to come unstuck here against, obviously, as I mentioned, a really good Juventus team. So we can't expect too much or read too much into this game. It probably was a game away against Juventus that we were going to be losing. But we've got a chance here to come forward through Kluivert, who's making his way forward. He's found Zaniolo on the right-hand side, who hasn't quite managed to get past Sandro. And it could be another counter-attacking opportunity for Juventus, and it is. And Higuain is in, and Higuain makes it 3. And it's becoming a bit of a rout now for Roma. We're going to make a couple of changes. We've come unstuck, it would seem, against a really good Juventus side who are just catching us really well on the break. Diawara not having a great game in the centre, so Cristante can come on for him. Dzeko struggling up front. We have got Kalinic on the bench, and they're the two subs I'll make for now. I'm probably looking at Zaniolo or Mkhitaryan to be the next coming off. But again, caught on the counter-attack. Zaniolo had a chance to get past Bonucci. Couldn't quite. Ball made its way to Dybala, who then found Higuain. And one-on-one with Pau Lopez, you'd always back Higuain to beat his man there. And now we've got a mountain to climb to be anywhere near getting something from this game, and it looks like it could be even more, as there's a corner rather, and Cristante does well to head clear, but only as far as Ronaldo, who finds Bonucci on the edge of the area, who finds Pjanic in loads of space at the back post, who can't get the cross in, but he has gone back to De Ligt, who can get the cross in. Ronaldo heads in. I think it looks like it's going to be offside. Gone to VAR. It is offside. We've got away with it. It's not quite 4. De Ligt finding Ronaldo, who, as we can see here, marginally offside. And we've got away with it there. But again, it's not been the best performance from Roma. And it looks like it's just going to be piled on from Juventus at the moment, who are managing to beat us 3-0. But we do have a corner, a free kick. Mancini can't quite get up ahead of Higuain, who's only managed to clear as far as Smalling, who can't find Zaniolo, but Bonucci does only clear as far as him, and it's coming for Kalinic, and it's mightily close. Klim has stopped at a bar and gone over, but we haven't quite managed to get one into the back of the net there, and we're going again. Pau Lopez to Mancini, who doesn't dally this time and gives it to Kolarov, who finds Kluivert. Kolarov making a really good overlapping run, but Kluivert instead looks for Zaniolo, who plays it between him and Pellegrini. Zappacosta with the ball across. Kluivert, 3-1. Is there a late comeback into this game for Roma? We've got one back. Really good play. Pellegrini and Zaniolo, a couple of exchanges. Finds Zappacosta, who overlaps really well, and finds Kluivert at the back post. And that now is 3-1. And there is a chance with 15 minutes to go. If we can find 2 goals, I am just going to bring Mkhitaryan off for Under. And I'm then going to switch Under and Zaniolo over for the last 15 minutes. If we can find our way back into this game, it will be a minor miracle, but that goal has given us a little bit of hope. Let's show some passion. We have had our fair share of the game. It's not probably been as one-sided as the scoreline suggests, but as time is ticking by, it looks like we are only going to be able to pull the one back. I'll go very attacking for a few minutes. So before I do so, let's see what we've got here. Cristante on the ball. Finds Zappacosta. Under, making a surge into the box. If he'd managed to get one there, it would have made for a really interesting last 5 minutes. Chesney able to hold on to that one quite easily though. And we have given away a free kick in a dangerous area, have we? No, not a highlight-worthy free kick. So, Rabiot here on the ball in the centre of midfield. Are they going to rub salt into the wounds and nab a fourth late on? Maybe not. Zappacosta's able to nick it off from him, and Sengizunda has got the ball there. Cristante on the ball in the middle. Finds a really nice switching pass to Kolarov, who has got Kluivert ahead of him, who's now on the ball, cutting inside. Justin Kluivert is unable to find a way past Chesney. As the time ticks by, an extra time, 4 minutes added on, have now come to a close. And it is our first loss of the Serie A season. Juventus 3, Roma 1, able to take more of their chances. We had the better of the game. We had 20 shots, 52% possession, but the big thing telling that we were only able to convert one of our shots and only 8 on target. Disappointing performance, assertively tell them that, and unfortunately we go in to the next game against Cagliari with a loss under our belts. But looking ahead to the next episode, we will be back. I'll play a few more games before, and we'll be back for the Ghent game in the Europa League, and that will be followed by the Napoli game. But I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you do, please leave a like below for me. If you want to see more Football Manager content, then subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much for coming along and watching.